I just drove an hour and a half to the nearest Apple store to pick up the brand new iPad mini 7th generation. I just wanted to see the colours in person before making a decision, and landed on the blue theme this time around, though the green was a close second. I've owned the iPad mini in the past and think they're super cute and versatile, and I'm really glad Apple decided to give the mini some love by updating the internals, bringing it into the age of Apple Intelligence. Anyway, more on that later, but first, let's get into the unboxing. The iPad mini comes in the exact same box as last year, all the way down to having the exact same stock wallpaper, which is a bit unusual, but I guess Apple was either really happy with the current wallpaper or just didn't bother putting the time into updating the wallpaper art. Oh well. Other than that, we have the usual braided USB-C cable and wall charger, and that's about it. Nothing really exciting or special here, but that's to be expected. Alright, let's dive into the specs. The colours available this time around are Space Grey, Purple, Starlight and Blue, and these colours have seemingly got the iPhone 15 treatment with a very pastel, desaturated colours, which I'm personally a fan of. Around the side there is still Touch ID, no Face ID though, which I personally don't mind. Around the back we've got the iPad mini label, and up the top we've got a single 12 megapixel camera, which is perfectly fine for most photography needs. You can shoot up to 4K video at 60 FPS, and the front facing camera is also 12 megapixels and can shoot 1080p at 60 frames per second. Other than that though, everything on the exterior is pretty much the same as the previous model. Alright, let's talk about the internal upgrades. First off, the base model now comes with a whopping 128GB of storage, which is a huge jump from the previous 64 gigs. Should have been 128GB base storage about 5 years ago, but I'm glad it's become standard on the Mini. Under the hood, we've got the A17 Pro chip, the same Apple Silicon that powered the iPhone 15 Pro, and while it's no M4, you can still expect lightning fast performance, smooth multitasking, and console level graphics. And thanks to the extra RAM, this little guy is now compatible with Apple Intelligence, although it's still not available to the general public, which is somewhat perplexing since a lot of their marketing the past few months has heavily focused on a feature that has yet to be seen. And as for connectivity, you've got USB-C for easy charging and data transfer, and this year's Mini is fully compatible with Apple Pencil Pro, including the hover feature, which is a first for the iPad Mini. So let's unbox the Apple Folio. I opted for the denim color, though the sage was a close second, especially after seeing it in person. The cover is exactly the same as the 6th gen model, so both the 6th and the 7th gen cases are cross-compatible. I'm a huge fan of this color, and these Folio cases are almost a necessity to make the iPad a little bit more comfortable and convenient to use. Not to mention, they do a really good job at protecting the screen. Having an iPad mini is a great midway point between the iPhone and the MacBook. For me, it's mostly used as a content consumption and light gaming device, and I find it to be the perfect travel device while also perfectly fitting in as a second screen on my desk. While I wish the software was a bit more mature and let you do macOS level tasks, I think the compromise honestly is not that bad. I've always seen the iPad as more of a consumption device rather than a productivity tool, and usually just end up using my iPads as a second screen. So for me, the size of the Mini fits perfectly into my needs. The small form factor also doesn't make it intimidating to use for long periods of time, and isn't as fatiguing as the larger iPads. I find the iPad can be a little bit of an awkward form factor without accessories, so the Mini feels much more accessible. The Folio is also really handy and gives me some peace of mind when putting it in my backpack, not having to worry about it getting scratched up, and it also doubles as a really great stand for watching content or relaxing on the couch playing games like Balatro or Vampire Survivor. It also helps me when I'm wanting to play games on my desk with a controller, allowing me to sit back and not mess with fiddly touch controls for longer gaming sessions. All in all though, I love this device a lot, and it's definitely up there as one of my favorite Apple devices. It's just a really solid iPad, and the portability is such a positive in my opinion. For anyone looking to upgrade their iPad, I highly recommend giving the iPad mini a shot. It's such a great little device, even taking its shortfalls into consideration. Let me know your thoughts on the iPad mini though. I definitely recommend this device for those who want to break from their phone as well, and have a more distraction-free consumption device that also packs some serious power when needed for things like illustration, video editing, 3D work, and so much more. But anyway, that's been my initial review of the iPad mini. Hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next one.